like those picks. Those are two characters that they had a lot of success with, so makes a lot
Couple
of sense.
familiar faces, Brian. Couple familiar faces here. The Earth Spirit, Zeus,
yeah,
Chanty.
gotta say, not surprised that we're seeing similar drafts. They actually had a great showing last time, and I'm not surprised that they're going for similar drafts because I think either team could have come away with the win in that last game. So seeing the Earth Spirit again makes sense. He had a pretty good impact, even though his early game wasn't as strong as it could have been. And then just seeing the Zeus and the Enchantress again from Dotp, those characters went absolutely hog wild in that last game. So again, not surprised to see them make a resurgence.
Yeah, I still think that one of the two heroes that Dotp drafted might have warranted a ban. I know OD is just a pain in the ass to go up against, and the Void Chrono was something they definitely had to work around overall, but I don't know, man. I think Chanty, I mean, Zeus, I don't know, man. They're both just so obnoxious to play against. But you can't ban everything, right? So.
Right. Well, I think that the Zeus didn't need to be banned because the last time, I think Zeus could have been replaced with almost any generic burst character, and the roster would have looked very similar. So banning out the Zeus doesn't gain as much for your team. And then on top of that, the Zeus didn't control the lane against Tinker as well as he could have. The Tinker actually had a lot of early farm in that lane, and he ended up kind of squandering it by rotating a lot, by getting a lot of TPs, dying a couple times on ganks, on helping the rest of his team. So he didn't build his advantage as aggressively as he could have. But in terms of the 1v1 laning for the first 7 minutes, the Tinker was actually outfarming Zeus at the 5-minute mark, and was still very competitive moving forward.
I think the ultimate though, just for scouting out, was also pretty valuable.
That's
too,
true.
They actually got a lot of pickoffs that they likely would not have been able to pick up otherwise, because they didn't really have a pickoff. I mean, we saw the Tinker dying at least 3 times when that should not have been possible. I mean, he had the Blink Dagger, he was in the trees, and all of a sudden Zeus grants him vision, does a ton of damage to him, and Enchantress just right-clicks him down in a matter of seconds. So, I mean, I get your point, but I think the way they utilize the Zeus, I mean, it's not just the burst damage, it's also just gaining a field advantage in vision. So, a little bit of both. Silencer ban.
Very true.
Spectre, actually, I think that's a very good ban just because the hero's been very popular this patch. I'm not
Pairs
really
well
sure
with
why.
Zeus as well.
There's not a whole lot that's changed with her lately, but...
No, it's mostly changes to other characters. We actually see this a lot in the metagame as specific things get more popular. So, for example, Juggernaut getting really popular. Well, what's Juggernaut really good at? He's good at killing people one-on-one because Omni Slash does a lot of damage. So what's good against him? Things that are really, really annoying to kill. And I think Spectre fits that bill really well. So she's gained a lot of popularity from that. And then even in the build paths that we've seen change previously, it was always a Radiance Rush first. But now, especially out of the teams that we've been casting, we've been seeing a lot more early items. We've seen the Urn and the Drums. And that kind of takes Spectre away from being as reliant on the Radiance Rush and allows him to participate more in early game. Just so the character is the concept of the character is sort of being challenged by some of the item changes and some of the metagame changes, but it's proving to be very effective against what is popular.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've seen so many times, especially this season, the early fight Spectre build. I mean, it's still very viable. You can always go after the Radiance later on. Obviously a fantastic item but yeah, there's other ways to go about it. You can go Drums, Aquila, Diffusal. There's many other opportunities now, especially with most of the early aggression coming out. You get your favorite hero, the Ogre Magi is picked.
I have a lot of favorite heroes. I don't know that I like the Ogre as much in this draft, actually.
Not in this one, no. He's going to have a hell of a time really getting anywhere.
Enchantress, and I see where the Ogre is really good against Zeus and Witch Doctor. Like, really good against Zeus and Witch Doctor. But last time the Enchantress was an issue. And Ogre brings more damage than Shadow Demon does, which is a plus against dealing with Enchantress. But I really want to see somebody who just clicks her for 300 damage. And I don't think... Does Fire Blast deal that much? No, it does 220 max.
Well, you might get the dings, though. You might get some dings.
That's
the
true, but
multicast, but yeah.
once you start picking up multicast, you have a lot of other tools to deal with the Enchantress. So I want to see someone in lane that can just really, really put the hurt on her. Like a Lina, like a Shadow Shaman we saw in the last game, but on the same team as the Enchantress. Someone with just a raw burst spell that just makes Enchantress think twice about coming in, because last time she had no qualms about chasing down that sniper.
I think Invoker's going to change that, though, dramatically. And Lone Druid as well. I mean, both of those heroes really, especially Lone Druid, can really just kind of run at you. So, I don't know. I mean, what Invoker build do you favor here? At least from the picks we've seen from Dotp.
Quaswex. I know we've seen a lot of Exort Invokers, but I think Quaswex is the way to go. You kind of take out the Zeus, you take out the Witch Doctor. It lets you chase the Enchantress, which was a problem last time. She kept getting away at no health and then healing back up to full health. So that sort of limits her ability to disengage and re-engage. Lets you block out the Death Ward. It lets you catch the Zeus a little bit easier, and he's a very vulnerable character. I think in conjunction with the Ogre Magi and the Earth Spirit, they have a lot of early game gank potential. So going after the Wex build lets you get those mid ganks off with a safer initiate than having to walk up and cold snap. So I'm a big fan of the Wex build so far.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I was thinking Exhort is just because paired with the Lone Druid, they just have, I mean, this insane split push. But I guess the Space Cow kind of detracts them from going that route. And again, there's not that much wave clear on the way of PG Eclipse, so eventually I'm assuming you'll get like a Maelstrom on the Lone Druid, but
10 seconds to go.
Well, between Tornado and the Radiance, should Druid go that way, that is a pretty good amount of wave clear.
yeah, I mean, like the Spectre too. I mean, it's kind of, you can really go both ways. I mean, the Radiance obviously is ideal in the Lone Druid, space required of course, and time allowed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, there's other build-ups as well that are also very, very strong. So you see the attack speed boost, you get at least the Maelstrom, and then probably not upgrade to the Mjolnir right away. Maybe get a Basher or something else right away just to make him extra painful. I mean, the last Lone Druid game we saw, I've never seen so many entangles in my life. So hey, I mean, maybe you wouldn't even need the Basher. Or in Jesus.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I miss about Lone Druid? I miss the Armlet Rush on Bear. That was so dirty. When people would build an armlet for your Spirit Bear, oh god, it was nasty. It was so difficult to deal with.
Actually, I think Dotp actually agrees with the strength of Juggernaut, at least recently, and they ban him out as they care. But I think, yeah, I think this is a one position Lone Druid. This might be a safe lane Druid.
I would not be opposed to that, given how PG Eclipse's supports have been playing. They left that Sniper alone a lot of the time. And Sniper generally does well alone. Not as much against Enchantress, but I think the Lone Druid has a better shot against Enchantress just by sending the Baron and farming safely with yourself. So there's one reason that they might be playing the one-spot Lone Druid, just to let the supports go do their thing. That also pairs well with the Quaswex Invoker. It lets them put a lot of pressure on the Zeus. He will not feel safe if they have the supports out on the map and the Invokers hitting tornadoes.
Well, and
but
we
we'll
saw
see
the
where
Earth
it
Spirit
goes.
had no issues with running around and making space. And Ogre, obviously, a very, very strong early game ganker and rotator. So I could definitely see Lone Druid being left alone. What's the last pick, Ryan? 10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds to go.
I like a safe laner with the last pick.
5 seconds.
Maybe a Gyro. He fits pretty well. Weaver, okay. I also like that. Both of the cores on the side lanes are going to be very independent, so these are going to be rotating supports, and hopefully we will see a lot of kills come out early because of that. And I don't think Dotp is running a particularly passive lane either. Spirit Breaker tends to be very aggressive, and with Paralyzing Cask, Witch Doctor can be just as effective ganking. So, one of those drafts where we would expect to see a lot of early kills go down board.
Yeah, they actually the CC's not terrible for Dotp. It's I think it's pretty similar to last game in improvement.
Oh, that was a good pick.
Get some spider on spider action this time.
Lone Druid's got to get that Radiance up. That was the right pick there. because the Invoker's not going to have a whole bunch of Spider Clear. Weaver's not going to have a bunch of Spider Clear. And Ogre and Earth Spirit are not going to have a lot. And Earth Spirit has some, but he doesn't want to commit that many spells to it.
No, God,
So
no.
the Broodmother's going to be very much in the clear, certainly until the Lone Druid has his Radiance online.
Places, everyone.
Oh, there's the new armored bear set. Look at that badass little bear. Okay, so Ogre not going the standard aggression path that we normally see. The boots or perhaps the early Orb of Venom. Going a little bit different here. So offlane Weaver it looks like we will have. If
All right.
Cookie plays offlane like he did last game.
I would expect to see that.
Smoke
He
already.
actually has a really good offlane opportunities against that team. So
Yeah, he might require a little bit of help at some points, but at the same time, yeah, he's very, very independent.
30 seconds to go.
There's a smoke on the Spear Picker, so we're definitely going to see a lot of aggression. You weren't kidding here. Actually, the first web is actually committed up top to try to secure the rune here, but he's got 4 heroes around him, so I don't know how comfortable he feels here, but there's not going to be any detection this early, so.
the Ogre actually has detection.
Does he?
Yes, he has both the sets of wards, which is why he has no Orb of Venom. So they're trying to bait this out. You can even tell he's staying out of vision.
No, they even have
and they actually have a
dust, too.
dust?
Wow,
What?
that is...
Oh, but
And
it
it goes
paid
to
off.
the Weaver. It goes to the Weaver too, which is even bigger, because he's going to need that early advantage as well.
The Invoker got the bounty, the Weaver got the kill.
Yeah.
It's going to be a safe lane Weaver and an off lane Bear. But I think with the supports moving around a lot, it's gonna feel like 2 solo lanes.
Yeah. I think they do want to make sure. Yeah, look at that Sentry already with the Brood. They were ready for this pick. And she's already in a ton of trouble already as well. Rolling Boulder in there, and that's 2 deaths already within under a minute.
Wow.
Countered.
The Weaver matches up so well against that roster, but not playing like this. You need to know when to be passive.
Yeah, not only do they get the Sentry, but the early laning ward too, so they're going to be able to see any movement too, so. Lone Druid's already just committed to the hard camp. Not having the tri lane. Alright, so Broodmother already in a huge hole already. I mean, now has to get this D ward off, and actually is going to be in perfect position, but I don't think she's going to be able to get the Sentry. I think just eating it with a tango would have been a lot more efficient there. Very good stat, actually.
Oh.
Make it through the banning phase. This is a 3rd death after a buck and changes pass. Unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
why rotate the supports if you can literally shut down a lane completely?
Yeah, I
Invoker's
think that's
doing
what they're
okay.
thinking as well.
Zeus actually edging him out in CS, but that's only momentarily as phase boots to be the first item picked up for Invoker here. Lone Druid, I mean, yeah, he's not really going to get too much out of here, so if they can win this lane handily, or at least give Weaver just a little bit more space here, I think he'll be okay.
I think they're going to be more than okay with how far behind this Broodmother is.
Yeah, but at the same
she
time,
relies-
I mean, there's not going to be a lot of kill potential for the Brood, but
Well, once the Orchid comes online, that's when Brood starts getting very dangerous, very difficult to stop, because you kind of have to rotate 2 people down there to stop the push.
yeah, Lone
So-
Druid's completely SOL, so he's committing to the hard camps exclusively. He's almost level 3 though, so there you go.
Well, the big difference between the level 2 Lone Druid and the level 3 Broodmother is 3 deaths.
Well,
Is
hold on.
4 deaths.
Hold on. Another Sentry goes down just to make sure she won't get out. Yeah, there's just crippling. Last pick Brood is amazing, but when they're ready like this and they have 2 supports that can really, really punish you. Yeah, and I mean, you can't even deward at this point. It's just the broodlings are
yeah.
food. the brood mother herself as food.
They should consider switching lanes.
I'm
Just to
surprised
give the
they haven't
Brood
already,
chance.
honestly. I mean, this tri lane, yeah, you're gonna...
Rotating supports at the very least.
Yeah.
The bear's committed to the jungle. He's farming the jungle just fine. Bring Witch Doctor top.
Actually, I think we have
See
a
what
charge
happens.
coming up. Space Cast ready to make some moves here. And actually, I think he's going mid, actually.
Oh, he's going.
He's going to charge the Invoker. No dust available, though. Actually, Zeus taking a lot of right clicks here, too. They actually definitely needed the support mid, but... I mean... Brood Mother still just completely shut down. Actually, almost has the Soul Ring online, so we'll get some more Broodlings here momentarily, but it's
That'll
just...
be a game changer.
Yeah, latest Soul Ring probably of that Brood's life. Still 15 CS though. I mean, all things considered, yeah, 0-4 is absolutely horrendous, but Soul Ring now finished as soon as she heads over the side shop here.
There's the danger.
There you go, gets it off the D ward.
Die at top tower. You know.
Still like maybe get rid of the sentries though, so I mean she's still in a lot of danger here.
Bottom is missing.
Weaver almost level 6 already. Looks like the support's ready to go in. Rolling boulder soon to
Gets
follow.
the stun.
And stun's still available for the Ogre. If he can get in range, he's too far away. There we go. With the dust slow, he's able to get in range, and Earth Spirit will finish her off for the 5th time in as many minutes. Ay, ay,
Oh,
ay.
that's a rough offlane. And we've all had a couple games that go like this, but
I think you need more detection.
yeah. And I think we've all felt like that at some point in our Dota career when teams seem to be focusing on just you. But without question, this is the right play for PG Eclipse. The supports should just continue to buy detection because they're getting something out of it, and that's really the decision.
Some all chatting occurring.
Die at bottom
Well,
tower
Weaver's
in the business.
two Broodmothers actually, both of them pushing around to 50%.
Actually, this Soul Ring now, I mean, the Broodmother's actually going to be able to mitigate a lot of the early damage. Actually, the same exact level as the Lone Druid, so all things considered not terrible, but it's really not ideal. I mean, they were really hoping that that pocket last pick Brood was going to be a tempo changer, but not the case thus far.
Well, this is not. But before the Soul Ring, this is not Brood's strongest time.
Oh god.
So we'll see how it goes.
Still have detection, still in range of the
Oh,
sentry, and here comes a rolling boulder. Actually goes the other way, but yeah, they still have dust. The supports have enough gold to continue buying dust. Actually gonna run down the ogre, so there's the counter kill. Not all is lost. I can get a couple more CS here. Yeah,
Them die
the
at
support's getting so much assist gold from all this, and meanwhile the rest of the team there, Brood actually getting wrecked
Spiders
completely,
on
but they
Weaver.
actually take the bottom.
Spiders on Weaver.
blown clear.
Oh man, 14 hit points on that Weaver.
Yeah,
That was
man.
the Broodmother had so many spiders.
Weaver actually went incredibly greedy, went with the Midas, so there's no sustain really in lane, so. Most mid games in the patch, Invoker actually surprisingly low win rate for how popular he's been. Zeus, there's your first ultimate. Actually finishing off the Weaver before he can get to well.
Ouch.
Witch Doctor actually picks up a kill as well in the Lone Druid. So,
That's a big deal.
yeah.
That Weaver death is a big deal,
Yeah. Midas going to be off
especially on
cooldown.
Midas.
I think that might be one of the most
The
frustrating
RT
things.
side of me cries for those 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, no boots either, so gotta TP and then run. Broodmother, there you go. So now the damage has been mitigated, and I think actually Invoker rotates. They have 2 TPs here, so they're gonna be able to kill the Broodmother here. Gonna hide in their webs. Do they have more detection?
Invoker's
Oh,
gonna go
Invoker's dead. Broodmother actually goes down, but a double kill going to the Broodmother, and more space created as all 4 heroes rotating back bottom to continue pressuring. It's just Lone Druid here as well, as all the rotations went top. Centaur Stomp. Bear unable to even hit Enchantress at this point.
And he's going for a Midas.
Lone Druid?
Yeah.
Towers having technical difficulties.
I think I'm going to agree with that assessment there.
The,
That, yeah.
This
I
silently
think,
judging.
Yeah, Radiance is,
Spear breaker in a
the
horrible
Radiance is
position.
fast
Zeus
as
trying to put as
possible.
much damage as he can. The coconut
Oh
just
god, the cast.
the coconut doing so much here, and actually Zeus will finish him off. He's entangled with no mana. He's got enough for an arc lightning and nothing else. Invoker trying to do his damnedest, but there's really no one in the way here other than the Enchantress, who's still gonna be okay with the stun from the Ogre. They'll actually be able to seal the kill here. Urn Charge will tick her down if nothing else. Lone Druid wants the last hit, but Ogre will actually take the kill. Alright, so considering how things started here, I think we're quite on a much more level playing field. I think things have changed
Yeah,
enough.
no,
Brood. Brood actually,
yeah.
top 3 net worth. How about them apples? 3 and 7 though.
Yeah, the team weakness from PG Eclipse.
Oh my
to
gosh,
the
this is a
Broodmother.
Dead Weaver. They
Yeah,
had a
that's a
charge
Dead Weaver.
online, but not even needed. Spider and Spider hate, man. Not a fan. Midas actually only 33.3 or 33.9%. I think that's definitely more of a pub thing. That's not so much required because the pros are so much better at farming. It's just not required. All right, so Brood with just insane amount of gold all of a sudden here, picking up 4 kills in just a few short minutes here. 2,700.
No breaking through the dire structures.
Radiance. Radiance.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of
Radiance.
pub builds, we might see the Brood Radiance.
Yeah, baby. Maybe. Probably not likely though.
Oh, don't count it out.
Ogre
PG
now.
Eclipse is
between
really
a hard,
weak to the Brood.
between a rock and a hard place here. Zeus all comes out, charge comes out. Lightning and ultimate will finish him off there, and that's 3 kills already for the Zeus. Hasn't died yet actually, surprisingly enough. Talk about how vulnerable he is, and actually the charge on the Invoker, and they do have detection
Dead
here.
Invoker.
Boom, double kill, and actually the coconut comes out. Zeus still just flying around the map on his wonderful little cloud. To his heart's content. I mean, he's really just been untouched here. Necrobook actually the item of choice here for Brood Mama. And Zeus
Alright,
kind of
that's
channeling the last game here, going for the early Veil, which did so much for him early on, just annihilating supports, the Earth Spirit specifically, so you might see some PTSD for Earth Spirit here in game 2. He's been having a hell of a time here. He's having a lot of fun up here, just taking out this Broodmother. She goes down one more time. Necrobook not committed, so they're waiting until a little more room is made. So there's 3 heroes up here, and they want to take that T1, but just not the right time here.
The dire best do something about that bottom.
What was the Midas timing on the bear? Did you catch that?
I did not. Has he finished it?
Yeah, it's finished. He actually already had to use.
Okay.
It's almost up again.
It was okay. So it was probably around 9 minutes.
Yeah, but circa 9:30. Yeah.
Not the. But despite Brood's 8 deaths, she manages a 1045 Necro 1.
Yeah, with boots and soul ring too, so it's not like it was a naked rush either. So Space Scout coming in, they want to take out the Earth Spear, but I don't think that's it's not a great move. I would have canceled that TP or canceled that charge, and now he's pretty much dead to rights here. Zeus is gonna try to get some damage back here with the ultimate, and the Invoker's gonna finish off the kill on the Spirit Breaker. Earth Spirit actually dropping very, very low. Speaking of dropping very low, Weaver's actually in a hell of a place too. The Midas is great for just helping him get online faster, but just as far as laning with the Brood, it's just ugh. Getting that early perseverance, be able to stay in lane and be able to spam out Sakuchi, especially to farm up the Spiderlings. He's just not able to do it.
Yeah.
Aquila's
One
online,
thing
but it's
the
not.
Midas will do is the 2 Midases combined will mitigate the Necrobook pretty effectively.
Yeah, and it'll definitely help get the heroes online a lot faster, but I mean, having 2 heroes, both of your strongest cores arguably, as Invoker's not really had too much of an impact this game. It'd be a pain. Earth Spirit actually goes down to Brood top.
I think that
Brood
one
actually
thing
goes
that we saw a lot of deaths on the Brood, and that was good, but I think the supports could have been a little more active in between the Brood kills. We didn't see a lot of ganks mid to help Invoker out, and going Quas Wex, he has very little lane control on his own, so seeing, even 1 or 2 ganks pitched his way, I think we could see Eclipse in a much stronger position. I know they're up in kills still, and they're doing They're doing reasonably well in farm, but I think they could have been in an even stronger position if they had thrown Invoker a little bit of a bone.
Yeah, the only time that ever happened was a brief rotation by the Earth Spirit, but that was one-time deal there. Now they're scouting ultimate here, and Spirit Breaker opting not to charge.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
And Brood now just doing Brood things. Necrobook back online and looking to pressure this T2 here up top. So he's doing a little dewarding with what little mana he has. Likely go back to the Aether Lens, which he had in game 1. Well, and Druid actually TP's top as well, so they're gonna look to try to punish this Brood, but I don't think you need more than that. They have to have the stun.
Well, they do have a
They have
dust.
detection. They have dust. And if Necro is used, I think he might be saving the Midas just for the Necrobook here. There's the charge. That's the perfect time right there. Pops the ultimate. Savage Roar doing so much work scaring her off briefly, but the charge comes in. Nether Strike comes out, and that's a dead lone Druid. Not much mana here for the Weaver. She's got to be careful as well.
Also visible. Oh, no, she didn't get hit by the... Oh, she did get hit by the dust.
Yeah, just kind of small collision with the tree. And actually killing the Necrobook. Weaver so close to dying here. Brood's going for it. One shot. Oh my gosh, last second Shikuchi. That was literally the last of his mana too. The plays. The plays.
Zeus has ult. I think we're going to see another Weaver kill. Nope, saving it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still level 1. That's why.
Yeah. They've been rotating
been level
together so much that, I mean, the levels just aren't there. Yeah, the
Yeah,
supports
but
are very under-leveled. Brood's obviously a high level, but as long as she's been alone for the entire game. A huge, huge play. Rolling Boulder comes in. Earth Spirit just doing work here, and if they get one entangle here, actually, Earth Spirit magnetized, good steal. Gets the Spiderlings and the Brood
really
herself. Looking to get aggressive
the issue
on the
was
Weaver
that
here. There's the cap. The
issue was
coconut
that
doing so much. Earth Spirit trying to get a little bit more in there, but he's so low. He's got to be careful here. Death Ward comes out, doing a lot of damage here, but Death Ward just not enough. Not even able to finish him off. Witch Doctor goes down. Weaver actually finished off by Zeus. And I think they want to chase. Zeus is trying to get the hell out of here. Yeah. A lucky entangle. Bloodlust actually on the bear being really crucial in that. Both running him down and getting the tangle proc. It's actually a lot of gold going the way of the Lone Druid too. Mega kill spree. 600 gold. Yeah, welcome to Captain's Mode, Earth Spirit. Welcome to Captain's Mode.
Yeah.
9.6% win rate. That's huge. So Brood kind of forsaking the top lane, even though they have both the towers here in the bottom lane. She actually rotates bottom with the Necro too. No webs up yet, so I don't know if this is just a little bit of pushing. I'm not really sure what kind of movement that is. I figured you'd come up and try to finish off that tower, but who knows?
Maybe. Could just be building a spider army, trying to move people around the map.
Successfully, both the Invoker and the Earth Spirit moving down, taking notice. That is a spider army right there. Those are ugly spiders. Those are really ugly spiders. This might be another eggs rush for the Zeus too. I don't know. I'd really like to see him finish off the Aether Lens. Yeah. Huh?
Well, we could still see him go for it.
I think it's casual.
Yeah, casual point booster for the stats.
Oh my gosh, this Weaver's just so squishy right now, and Zeus is just taking advantage of that. Pops the Veil, pops the Thunderbolt, half health, under half health actually for the Weaver, just like that. I think this is a kill too. Pops the Zeus ult, and that you can't disjoint that. Earth Spirit's gonna go down. Weaver so low is actually had to run back to the base after that Zeus ultimate. Oh my gosh, Okra's GPM. Huge kill there, and Lone Druid actually takes out the Witch Doctor before Death Ward is committed.
The Magnetize.
Look at Magnetize! So much damage! Everyone's going down. Zeus actually is able to TP out, but they're still gonna get 4 here. Broodmother go down as well. Zeus the only lone survivor here. They do actually manage to take down the lone druid, but it's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. That's going to be a huge, huge swing here for PG Eclipse. Dotp actually, I felt like they had a pretty firm grasp on the game. They're actually doing very well. They're just kind of moving at will, playing how they wanted to, but that fight changed everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just keep coming back to this Midas on the lone druid and thinking about how that fight could have been different if there had been a Radiance online. Because he's at the point where he's at about 4K. So we're really starting to look at the time where
it would be right about now, next minute or so, most likely.
Active,
so.
Yeah.
That fight was without the Weaver though.
So much.
They didn't.
That's also true.
The Weaver
Magnetize has been doing so much that if you had the Radiance burn on top of the Magnetize damage over time in just area effect, you'd be completely crippling the Brood. All the spiders would be dead almost instantly. You'd be burning through the Zeus, the Enchantress, both of the supports. It would really be a game-changing item.
Seriously, imagine if the Weaver was there the full fight, though.
Yeah, that also would have been.
It's just insane. Like, I mean, he was under half health running to the base. Zeus ult comes out, so he has to sit in well, and he comes back and is able to come in at the end. Not a bad start for him. So it looks like he's gonna go with the Lincolns. Actually, picks up the ultimate orb first, and Zeus is gonna be like a broken record here. He's gonna get the charge, gonna veil, thunderbolt. So much damage charge. Actually, time lapse is back.
Oh,
but now
we
won't have Shikuchi, and he's just dead to rights.
A little bit early on that time lapse.
And
Brood goes down on the other half.
It's a kill, but he's so low. He's actually gotta be careful. The spider's just gonna run him down. A huge play there by the Earth Spirit, though, kicking him away. They will get the ogre, though.
They're gonna get two. That bear's dead.
Yeah, and they got charge on him just to be safe. He's so dead. Spiritbreaker actually taking his sweet time getting here. Oops. He's gonna try to TP out, but yeah, that's not a thing, boss. God. Wow. I mean, Earth Spirit just doing whatever he can, but
they don't have an effective way to clear the spiders other than Magnetize. And you don't want to be committing your ultimate to killing spiders.
Especially seeing as how much it's done before. In the last couple fights, it's just been so insane.
Yeah, I think that our initial thoughts on the Midas were correct. Having that Radiance would be like
having the Radiance or having the Lincolns, at least stopping one of the Thunderbolts, at least preventing. I mean, I'm just saying, he's still gonna get the Lincolns, but I feel like now with all the deaths, he's died 4 times. Here we go, huge tornado EMP, but everyone scatters actually. Just scatters everybody, but doesn't really do anything. And there's the cast, Coconut, Death Ward comes out, Zeus ult on top of it, Veil just wrecking through everybody. And DOTB's back with a vengeance here. They pop drums. Looks like they're gonna finish off the tower. I don't know if they're gonna keep committing here. Just Lone Druid and Weaver here.
I know we've talked a lot about the Broodmother, but how about this Enchantress? She's been able to free farm the entire time. She's going to be a problem moving forward.
Yeah, no kidding. Savage Roar just forcing everyone back briefly, but I mean with all the Broodlings here. It looks like he is still going for the Radiance, but it's going to be heavily delayed here. Here comes the charge on the Weaver.
He may not even get to finish it.
No, and the Raxes are starting to take damage now. They're so close to killing off these heroes, but they just can't quite do it. Space Cow gets so low. Chantress balls deep here. I don't think that was the play. Not really sure why she's that far ahead. Trying to get one more right click on the Weaver. Unable to do so. Too much CC in the way of PG Eclipse. I think there's still a timing on DOTP again this time, but I feel like it's so much more open this time. It's so much more open, especially with Necro 3 and Vlad's finished on the Brood Mama. Not really committing to the split push. Doing a lot more team fighting actually than we've seen traditionally from the Brood.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna agree. There's less of a timing on them this game, just because they have so many characters that can translate into the late game. We saw the Zeus work very effectively late in that last game. The Broodmother, I think we've all seen how strong she can get depending on itemization if the game goes on. And the Enchantress last game was an absolute beast, even late into the game. And then you have two supports that scale very well as well. Spirit Breaker can pick up some right click. That Oggs is so big for him. And then Witch Doctor with the AoE Death Ward can be a monster late game. So very much more open-ended this game.
Broodmother.
Broodmother.
Doing a little dewarding here. Pops the Necro with 3. You're going to try to get some damage. They're actually going to commit the Magnetize for this. Insatiable Hunger, they're really worried that she'd be able to regen back up. That actually gets the kill. Space Cow is in. Now they're committed. The team's rotating in. He has Dust and Ult. That is a dead Invoker here. And Weaver's actually really low too. Uses time lapse. Gets really. Oh my gosh! He time lapses into a Veil, into a Thunderbolt, into Zeus ult, and just eradicated. Ogre going down as well. You didn't want to ban Zeus. I don't know, man.
No, I don't think that was the issue. I think this game was decided on itemization.
Yeah, they agreed.
They spent 4,000 gold on nothing. The two Midases. I think that the Weaver's Midas was a little bit better than the Bear's Midas, but I think they were both.
There's your Radiance, but I mean, it's already too damn late. I mean, they're already taking racks right now. No glyph available, drums pop. They don't have any, the no invokers, so they really can't deter them. The Bear's doing a great job just with the Radiance alone, but he's so low already. Multicast goes out, gets the Bloodlust on the Bear. Zeus actually without any mana, and there's no way to really save him, so if they go in on them, they're probably going to get him. But oh, huge entangle. Here comes the Invoker too, so actually they can turn this pretty quickly. Weaver will be back up in 1 second. A lot of like posturing around, but no real damage going out. There we go, trying to finish off the Bear. Enchantress running down, she's so low though. Running out of mana. Spiritbreaker charges back in. Ogre is just dead to rights here again. And there's the Necro 3 coming through. They get guaranteed vision on the Weaver. Pops time lapse.
Oh, time lapse.
Good skill. And they're just gonna run, yep. Magnetize will finish off Witch Doctor. So many kills. Yeah, it's charged up by the Space Cow. My god. Actually, they got Dust on the Broodmother, so if they wanna, yeah, they can actually take her out if they can keep vision on her. Yeah, she's dead. Weaver's not gone Midas once. I mean, even with that early start, yeah, that was just excessively greedy. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Well,
and we see how much the fight changes once the Bear has the Radiance. Like, he stalled out the entire team 1v4 for a good 30 seconds just by setting the Bear in. And then in the team fight, the Radiance ticked down, and the raw damage on the right clicks from the Bear were just a massive difference. It was really night and day. And they had such momentum going into the mid game because they had just totally shut down the Broodmother. The Bear was getting not great farm, but uncontested jungle farm up at the medium camp, of course. But you know, it's still uncontested farm for an offlaner. That's pretty good. And then they just went these greedy items that didn't allow them to capitalize on their advantage.
This is very awkward here for Broodmother. TP's into a tower that's already taken out. Do not have vision at the moment. Just kind of running around here. She's just trying to stall for time, waiting for her team, but they don't want to initiate on that. Big creep wave. Whole enemy team there. Spiritbreaker actually gets caught out. Rolling Boulder comes in. Zeus isn't around, but he's got his ultimate. He needs to be able to contribute here. Nobody's quite low enough yet. Invoker. Downside of Tornado EMP. Zeus TP's bottom. He's ready to roll now. Taking a lot of kills. And actually, Spiritbreaker will tick down. Weaver will come back on the backside and just finish him off here. Ogre! Oh, just gets blown up. As does Earth Spirit. Both the supports down for PG Eclipse. And it looks like the Weaver will follow suit. One last Sakuchi. Oh my gosh. Dodges both the right clicks and the impetus at the same time. He's going to make it out. They're still chasing the Invoker here, but he's going to get away as well. See, they're looking to re-goose here. Oh my gosh. Insatiable Hunger. Good skill. There we go. Savage Roar comes out, Invoker's actually able to finish off the Brood Mama. Weaver
that was
finally now has the Lincolns. 28-minute Lincolns. That's gonna be huge, but it's so late, man. It's so late.
They've lost out on so much potential for being, just miles and miles ahead. As it is, they feel like they're in a good position. They've won the last two team fights pretty handily, and they feel like they have stronger scaling going forward. But they could already be further ahead than they are if they had just opted to sort of go for the blue collar items and pick up things that do stuff instead of just money making items, right? They basically, instead of buying like a plow and some cows, they went after some stocks, and the stocks are paying out, but they could have had milk all this time.
Okay, I didn't notice this, but the lone druid has literally had no items on him. He's just keeping, now he's working on a pipe to help mitigate the Zeus, the damage, but he doesn't have boots. He's just been running around naked. Just that natural move speed is so fast. I didn't even notice that. Been paying attention to the bear, but alright, if they can pop the Lincolns here on the Weaver, that'll be huge, but they're not going to get the opportunity. Backs off, and they're just going to blow up this Broodmother in just seconds here. And Zeus actually stunned up and silenced, so he can't contribute anything to this fight. Pops the Veil, but he's still silenced up, and Magnetie's doing so much damage. They can run him right down, too. They get 3 kills. Oh, Sunstrike would have finished him, but an early Entangle finished him up even faster. Yeah, they just went right down the middle now. They gotta defend, though. Yeah, they don't have the tower in mid anymore, which is actually becoming kind of a pain in the ass for them, to be honest.
Right, but they're taking these team fights very handily now. And,
consecutively.
Dotp needs to find something to change the game, whether it be splitting up, letting the Broodmother kind of try to split push, or if they want to go after Roshan, or if they want to just split farm, sack a couple towers, and see what happens with a few more items.
Ooh, there you go.
But they do need to do something to be a game changer.
Yeah.
No orchids this game.
That fight bottom actually brought the network graph back to even. And so now I'm assuming there'd be a lead here. Yeah, oh god. 3k net worth lead already for PG, so yeah, these last couple team fights have really changed the focus on this game.
Huh. Interesting stat.
Yeah, we've had, it was the same last game, Veil on Veil action. It's such a handy item, man. The stats and the downtime for the item is just obscenely short, which is fantastic value. I'm scouting Zeus ult, but they're in no way in position to contest this. Goes on to the Weaver, which I think is the right call. He's having so much issues. He's time-lapsing himself into danger. Space Cow actually interrupted, trapped on the hill. He's going to be able to use his ultimate Nether Strike on the bear just to get off the hill. Savage Roar throwing everyone away. Weaver can't even get to anybody. He's trying so hard. Earth Spirit got everything he needs, but he's going to go down. Lone Druid actually killed on the backlines here. Zeus finishes off one more, and he's actually out of mana here, so no Arcane Boots. They're surrounded, though. Necro 3's there. They have Vision, and he's just done. A bash just for shits and giggles, so after 2 decided team fights going to PG Eclipse, they actually get the Aegis, but they lose it. Literally
lose everything.
Seconds. Yeah, so technically it's 4 kills for TTOP. So now with the Necro units, they'll be expiring in about a second here. But yeah, they got a nice little Brood Mama army. Buyback on the Lone Druid. Weaver does not have buyback. Oh yes, he does. Buyback on Weaver. He's got to do it right now. That top range rack is almost gone. Invoker trying to stall it out a little bit. The barrel be. I mean, they have pretty damn good high ground defense. So.
Yeah, they've been defending fairly well, but you're not going to win defending.
No, honestly, okay, they're going to cancel. Oh, actually misses. Oh my gosh, they're unable to cancel the TP.
Didn't get the punch off.
Yeah.
But they've been winning team fights, but they haven't been getting anything out of winning team fights.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
Uh-oh. Enchantress gets picked off. She just finishes off for Scepter a couple minutes ago, and Lone Druid just beats her down. Yeah, I guess when you have 350 base movement speed, I mean, who needs boots?
Well, he will eventually get them, I would hope, because he's very vulnerable to Enchantress right now. We saw that in the Roche fight, where she just kind of ran him down and clicked on him, and there was nothing he could do.
Yeah.
So boots will hopefully be his next item, but maybe not.
Yeah, with Rabbit activated. Okay, so Space Cow is actually going for an AC here. Because they're really worried about their high ground push. EMP comes out. Not that high of a level though, so there's still a lot of mana going around. Zeus just blowing up everybody. He's going to take out the Ogre. And actually with Maledict on the Lone Druid, he actually might take out so very low. But actually Maledict though, he has 50 HP still. Oh my gosh, the last Arcane. Oh my gosh, he takes out the Evoker. Weaver just really can't get anything done in these fights. He's got no damage, and they're just saving him till last. He's not doing any right clicks. The only solace here is that Lone Druid is actually able to limp away. A dieback on him probably would have signaled the end of the game and the end of the series. Weaver, no buyback though. Down for a full minute. Let's see, Invoker. Invoker does have buyback, so yeah, he's gonna have to do that immediately. They're gonna get the lane of Rex, I think, regardless here, though. They pop the glyph. Peak makes a little bit of space here, but they just kind of bide their time. Still no Weaver for 45 seconds. They're going in to actually take out the Space Cow. Yule's on the Enchantress, gonna look to beat her down next. Huge multicast coming out. They pop the mech, they try to sustain a little bit longer. Still 30 seconds for Weaver to come back. Pipe is popped. And look at this. Ice Wall, good skill. Enchantress actually being able to pick up a kill here on the Earth Spirit right as she goes down. But that's 3 down and they have to get out quickly.
Yeah.
Broodmother actually still trying to fight the backdoor protection with the Necro 3 units. TP tries to TP up, but they have vision. Stop the channel of the TP and she's just dead. To try to get some right click down, but wow, that is not how I picture that engagement going.
Not at all. I mean, the PG Eclipse is winning the fights, but they can't get anything out of it. They haven't been able to accomplish almost any objectives on the map, with or without fighting, right? They tried to do the Roche, didn't really work out. They've pushed a couple towers, but they're still behind on towers. And I think a lot of that is, I hate to keep coming back to the same point, but the Midas decisions early, they got behind in momentum, and the creep waves have just never been in their favor. So they're never in a position to be pushing for these objectives, because they kind of sacrificed their early game momentum to build for late game. And now that they're getting into late game, they're showing that they have late game strength, and these Midases are starting to pay off. But they've already gotten so far behind that Dotp.exe has made as much money off not getting Midases as Eclipse has getting them.
Well, the bear, I mean, it's weird that we mentioned that they have a tower disadvantage with the Lone Druid. Oh my gosh, Weaver can't even use. Actually, he does pop time lapse, but he pops right back into the Zeus ultimate. So with the Egg Scepter finished up,
no more tower disadvantage.
Yeah, and actually they're able to get the melee racked, which is a much more valuable one. Yeah, it's been
the last game was very close as well.
Greaves finished up on the Witch Doctor. Very rare. I know he had the mech, but he actually goes all in for the Greaves, skipping the Scepter upgrade, just feeling that the sustain is more valuable at this point.
Can't really disagree with it the way the game's been going. He's been getting enough work in with Death Ward unupgraded that I don't think he feels the need to upgrade it yet.
Yeah, and once he hits level 16, that'll be a huge change to a huge upgrade in itself. BKB coming online, about 1,300 gold for the Broodmother here, just a recipe away essentially. The Bear's getting strong though, and a Basher's coming up next. Got Vlad's and Pipe on the Lone Druid himself, Radiance on the Bear, Midas still obviously. Looks like a Basher.
He also has something else on himself. Boots.
I know. Look at that. Enchantress really hasn't picked up anything. I mean, they've been trying to push their advantage, but there's just no item progression really, other than the Guardian Greaves, and now the BKB, which seems to take forever to come up. Enchantress kind of by herself here, kind of splitting up the team. Really just trying to avoid all the damage that Invoker and all the CC control he can provide. But speaking of lack of item progression here, Weaver still has had nothing but the Lincolns for 15 minutes.
Yeah, not exactly a character that can flash farm effectively, so you have to have a reliable lane phase. And the Midas was an attempt to secure that, but
There you go. The
by
E-Blade
killing-
comes out. They
Ooh.
pop the Lincolns right away. He's able to get the time lapse off, but the damage has been done. There's the EMP. Zeus actually with no mana either way. They lose the Witch Doctor in the midst of it all, but yeah, this is where it starts to get really difficult. That window that we discussed, it's closing so very rapidly. And now that
they've
oh my
lost
gosh.
the melee racks, which is really the crippling part. They're having a difficult time pushing through those melee supers.
Not only that, but it's like Space Cow, yeah, he's got the AC, but he's not really providing all that much now because his team is not as strong and formidable as they once were about 10 minutes ago. So he's not able to create the space that he needs to either. So, I mean, Brood...
Yeah, they're also improving a lot, which is not what their team necessarily wants to do. They have great pickoff opportunities off of the Spirit Breaker. The Brood wants to be split pushing alone. The Enchantress is very self-sufficient, and Zeus is able to contribute all over the map. So I think they're just getting a little too friendly with each other with this strategy.
Well, we wanted 3 games. It looks like we might be seeing it here. They actually see the Brood Mother up here. They're all rotating, but she's going to TP out. Yeah, the E-Blade... I don't know about that pick. That seems incredibly greedy. I know they want to try to burst down. They haven't been able to get to the Lone Druid actually in the last couple of fights, but the Weaver he tried to. They popped the Lincolns right away and they were trying to blow him up, but yeah, time lapse, good skill, pretty decent cast time. Instant. Yeah, and he looks like he's gonna go. I'm hoping for a Desolator. I mean they're they need damage just so bad. The Bear's coming online, but he's not really going DPS per se, so the Weaver's just kind of running around getting mostly Sakuchi damage and a couple of Geminate attacks off, but he's mostly just being a target at this point. Here we go. There's the split push. 40 minutes in, baby. Look at that. Yeah, see now the Midases are paying off. It took a while, a lot longer than it needed to, but yeah. PG Eclipse's lineup is really coming online, and now, I mean, look, Lone Druid can actually take a Rax now. I think they can defend this.
I think they're going to trade a full lane of Rax for 1 Rax, which is a good trade.
Wow, yeah, well, the buybacks, I didn't realize that Ogre had died so quickly, so yeah, they're going to take the lane, and Zeus TP's out. It's fine, he's going to go defend. He doesn't really need to accomplish anything else, and they're going to try to get out of here, but Brood's just going to be sacked again for what seems like the 50th time. Actually, they commit the Magnetize for this, too. Gonna try to get one more, maybe. Oh, there we go. Saboteur stopping the TP. They're gonna be able to get the Witch Doctor as well.
And that should be a Roche.
Ogre did die again. Oh my gosh, another canceled TP. I have no idea what he was even doing there. So 3 go down. Huge victory there.
This should be a Roche into bottom since they've killed 2 lanes of Rax.
Yeah, that's huge actually. That is so huge. I mean, just the Rax trade alone was massive, but picking off 3 kills on top of it, yeah.
Looks like Roshan be damned. They're going to be pushing for the Jugular, and they're going to be trying to play a siege game from the drawings that I've seen on the map. They'll be letting the Forge Spirits and the Spirit Bear go in and tick on the towers, and try to avoid a hard engage.
They don't have to worry about cooldowns or anything. They're good to go. But they're not gonna be able to get Mega, so they're definitely gonna have to go for the slow siege. They pop the pipe, Alacrity on the Bear, which is just absolutely insane. Pulls him back. Mask of Madness on the Enchantress. So much damage already to the Invoker, but he's actually gonna make it okay. Backs out. Zeus ult is popped. Everyone's a-okay. Invoker very low. He's gonna make it out. They saved their base for now, but for how long? Invoker with 4,700 gold too, by the way. It's casual 5k gold. Now they're gonna go for the Roche. They wanted to be quick and painful, but Desolator picked up on the Weaver too. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Not yet. We saw him building into it, but it being finished will be a huge deal.
Oh my gosh,
and
Abyssal
the Bear
Blade.
has an Abyssal.
I think this is one last, kind of aggressive. I feel like they'd be a lot better off fighting in their base. And actually, the E-Blade comes out, just not able to finish off the bear. Zeus is going to go in and try to get the kill. He will pull it off.
There goes the bear.
Lone Druid all by his lonesome here. They're going to take him out.
He canceled this TP.
This is still really odd. You don't want to be fighting right into Roshan here, so this is a really horrible fight here, actually, for both teams. Deathward comes out. Ogre's just obliterated. And this is it now. Rosh be damned
This is
indeed.
a game-changing fight right here. The Druid does not have buyback, so this
I think the
could
Weaver's
end up
going.
being
Weaver's going for the
worse
trade
than
though. Weaver's going. Yeah, he's gonna push the T2. He's gonna go. He's gonna keep the aggression up, I guess, just to try to keep them from.
That's the right call.
Towers.
Yeah.
He's trying to bait them into rotating back to defend. It looks like he is being successful. They have not started the Roshan.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's it's stopping the Roshan, stopping the continued aggression, and it's pretty much a free T. It's free T2. I mean, because they're not gonna get him. They have no real way of engaging on him. Spearbreaker's dead. Yeah, they're gonna
Wow,
they're
that
gonna go
bought
hunting. But
a good 40 seconds for the Lone Druid, and now I don't think that Dotp has time to push.
yeah, that was a really heads up play there by Cookie the Captain. That was huge.
I like the title.
Cookie the Deso later.
Deso later.
Zeus now just knowing that they need the damage, they need it now. He already had the E-Blade, now leveling up the Dagon to level 2. This game is still
we'll see how
very
that
close,
goes.
even with the Midases in the late game. I mean, look at the graphs right now. A massive lead, just absolutely just dissolved. in one
The
team fight.
massive lead of what 3,500 gold right now at 45 minutes. This is
Wow.
a very close game.
Yeah, and the plays like the Weaver made, that's what's gonna change this game, man. The big team fights obviously will be paramount, but just decisions like that just buy so much time. Everyone's ready to go. No buybacks had to be expended. What did Volker end up buying?
Weaver's
Okay, so
going
he's going
BKB.
Octarine Core, so he's going full wizard mode here. Try to do a little scouting here. Look, they can't forfeit this Rosh. They can't forfeit this Rosh.
I don't think either team has to. Everyone's here.
One Dagon purchase. And 181 pro games for Zeus.
Sorry, he's taking the road less traveled.
The whole team is.
So no Augs up on the Lone Druid, but Radiant's good enough split pushing.
Yeah. Everyone's just so scared to commit to Rosh after seeing what happened last fight.
Yeah, they
And-
know that this
the-
fight, whoever wins this fight, that's the end of the game.
Well, look at the top lane right now. The Bear's there, kind of. it's just sitting there with the Radiance. Yeah, that's the issue now. It's when they had the lanes pushed out, they were able to actually kind of posture, but now having to go back and defend, I mean, it's the Roshan just becomes exponentially more difficult, and it's actually just going to go down pretty much without contest. Spearbreaker charging at the last second, hoping to get the Aegis Steel, and he gets it! He gets the Aegis Steel! Perfect timing. He kind of hesitated grabbing it, he's able to pick it up, and he's actually going to get his ultimate off here too. Looks like he'll lose it right away, but still, huge play coming out. Enchantress and Weaver both dead already too. Zeus forced himself up onto the high ground, trying to be a little safer, but there's no one really around. Deathward comes out, they're trying to finish off the Invoker, he'll use Yules. Buybacks both on the Enchantress and the Weaver, they want to get back into this. They're going to run down the Invoker. He's actually going to make it away, no more detection online. Necro 3 units just too far away. What a play by that Space Cow though.
That was game-changing, and he got the perfect engage too, because they all turned on him, and the rest of his team came in at a perfect timing right from behind. So they were really able to capitalize on the confusion in that fight, pick off the Weaver, kill the Ogre. So this is going to be
Almost didn't get the kill on the Weaver
push.
too, but yeah, with the buyback expended now, they brought back the Enchantress, who's still trying to work her way up to the team fight, slowly but surely. Zeus with no mana, I think they got to pop the Greaves here just to keep him going. Yeah, they got the Arcanes and the Greaves. Here comes the Tornado EMP. Actually, it doesn't connect on anyone. Bear very low, so they gotta be careful here. And actually, I think, yeah, they kill off the
They
Bear.
lost the Bear. 70 seconds.
Yeah, no resummon here. I don't know. We thought this one was done, but now PG Eclipse on the back lines here after that terrible Aegis loss so quickly. Invoker doing everything he can to try to stall them out, but they're actually going to take this T3. Zeus with no mana to speak of, and neither does this team. There's no sustain in their drive. They're pretty much exhausted everything they have. Double kill here for the Earth Spirit, who's still doing so much damage here. And magnetized with Mask of Madness. Yikes. Not ideal. Oh, what a Sunstrike!
Good shot.
What a Sunstrike. This game is so back and forth. This is crazy.
I love this series.
This is crazy. Bear almost back online, so we're almost back to good here for Mr. Lone Druid. BKB on the Weaver. It's time. It is time. Invoker did so much. That Octane Core Scepter pickup. Jesus. I mean, he was just throwing out everything in his arsenal. Literally every spell he could have cast within Cold Snap and Ghost Walk went out. And now this is the moment of truth here. No buyback on Zeus. No buyback on the action Enchantress. No Enchantress buyback either. So this is going to be a very, very lopsided battle here. But one final contest.
He picked him up before that, but yeah.
Another kill. Actually, Broodmother actually getting the kill in the Earth Spirit right away, which is really huge because he's been doing so much. Magnetize was down anyway. Oh my gosh. Really awkward timing there. Radiant Snare and Broodmother will go down here. It's all she wrote, my friend. Game 3.
Well, thankfully, it's not all she wrote. We do have a game 3.
Very true. But this one is in the bag for sure. Huge, huge game. Oh my gosh. Very tumultuous, back and forth. That's what we like to see.
I think that was PG Eclipse's game to lose, and I think there were times and decisions that definitely pushed themselves towards a loss, but at the end of the day, they were able to rally behind a couple of their characters, a couple of their cores, and some Earth Spirit plays that were phenomenal. They were able to hold on to it and outlast the Dota, Defense of the Patience draft.
Yeah, if there's not an Earth Spirit ban next game, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Like, he's just, and even the first game where he was just kind of just being burst down almost at will, but he still caused so much disruption. So huge game. I'm really hoping for one more like this. Maybe not as long. Butt's getting a little sore, but hey, what are you gonna do? It looks like we're gonna take a couple of players have to take care of some personal issues. So get a quick break here, and we'll get right back into game 2.